Assuming that you just installed the trial version of the Target Decision Suite, now if you go here and just log on to the localhost server like this, you'll get access to some demo data, demo documents, demo cubes, etc. And from this start page, let's go into the shared folder over here. There's a Target demo subfolder, and with the number of subfolders like the chart subfolder here. You can see a number of Target documents here. And over here, you also got an option to show these documents as thumbnails like this. Maybe it's easier to recognize one of your documents in this way. We have the other subfolders like the sales subfolder and the training subfolder. And from here, let's try to double-click the simple revenue analysis. And of course, that will open up the analysis. And here we're looking at this map, revenue per country. We got the donut chart, revenue per product group. We got a column chart, revenue per time. And also we got this crosstab, salespersons with revenue goal, and a goal index over here. Furthermore, on top of my analysis up here, I got a number of dimensions: time dimension, company dimension, and customer dimension. And I can use those for filtering my data. So if I select 2019 here, you see that it becomes a filter, at least for the column chart down here. But if I go here and use this option up here called Show Criteria in All Objects, just enable that, you can see it's actually a filter that goes for every single of my objects. And if I go here and change that filter to 2018, of course that applies to all of my objects. So when I select a single year, I just click the year number itself. Actually, the checkboxes, you only use those for selecting, let's say, multiple years and then apply it like this. So now we're looking at data for those 3 years in all of my objects. We can go back here and do a no selection, which will just mean removing all my filters regarding my years. So apparently my demo data is based upon 4 years. Of course, you can do something similar with the company dimension. We have 2 sets of business data here, retail and wholesale, and we can also remove that filter again. Now the customer dimension is a dimension with more than 1,000 members. We see all of them here. When you have large dimensions like this, you can use a search option. Just type in whatever you're searching for in this field and hit the enter key. And in this case, it found 27 customers where kids was part of the name. I can also do refined search on this. So if I do kids asterisks, it means find those where kids is the first part of the name. And I can select one of them, of course, to become a filter for my analysis kids message. Let's go back to no selection here. Another way of filtering your data is using the objects themselves. So if I just click one of my salespersons here, where the Heath, you see it becomes a filter, actually a so-called drill down filter upon my other objects. I can pick another salesperson to filter by that person. I can also do a multi-select with my control key and select, in this case, 3 salespersons. And what we're seeing here are the combined data of those 3 persons. Click any of those again to remove the drill down filter. You can also, of course, do filters in any direction you like. So if you start up by clicking Mexico here, we would like to know which salesperson have been selling, let's say, shirts in Mexico in first quarter of 2018. And it comes down to just those 2 salespersons, Bert Forster and Sandy Walter, upon those filters. Now to remove these drill down filters, you can click these selections again, or you can go up here and use this option called drill out on all objects. That will remove all of your drill downs or kind of reset your analysis like this. So in this analysis, we have a single crosstab, this one over here. The other ones are charts, but in fact, you can also see the crosstab behind, like show data for the donut chart here. And we do something similar for the map and also for the column chart here. So in fact, everything is made up from crosstabs. And of course, you can switch between showing the crosstab, the chart data, or the data behind, like this. Now let's focus on the donut chart here, or actually the crosstab. Notice these pluses here. It indicates that we got a hierarchy, product group on the first level and products on the second level. And you can expand each of these product groups to see what products is actually part of that group, like this. You also have this general button here, expand level, if you want to expand all of your groups with a single click like this. And of course, again, you can also go here and collapse everything with the minus. Let's return to the donut chart like this, and then let's look into the column chart here. And again, here we got a hierarchy. We can see that we got 4 years, and for each of those we got 4 quarters, etc. So using the similar options here, we can collapse this hierarchy, collapse it to the year level, expand it back to the quarter level, expand it to the month level in this case, and we can actually expand it all the way down to the day level with this time hierarchy. To conclude this quick tutorial, let's focus on the cross tab here. If I right click this, I have this data export option. So if I want to export my cross-tab data to Excel, this is what you need to do. And then you can start working with your data from here if you should like to.